Hey everyone, I just wanted to go over just a few extra things I was messing around with Mockaroo.com that I think could help you if you want to inputting data for your Group 1 project. Hopefully you've already seen the other video I posted that goes over this. I explain it in more detail. Basically, just as a quick review, last class we had our model, we created the tables already. For example, I created an office, I imported 1, 2, 3 office IDs, and then I used that Mockaroo website to just create mock data to import into employees. And you could use this for a whole lot of different types of tables. So what I did is I used this website, and you can see if I click preview, it just creates the mock data for me. But what I did is I downloaded a CSV and then I opened that CSV in Microsoft Excel and then I added the Office ID myself. I was just messing around and it turns out you can actually even bypass that step. First, what you want to do is make sure the fields match exactly what the column names are in your table. I had to go and change that, like make sure it says ID employee. My street address one before was changed, so I had to make sure I added a underscore here. So just make sure those all match. If you add another field, like let's say it's called ID office in my table, before I had to add this manually in Excel and then just import the CSV file. What you can actually do is if you come over here to advanced and then go to regular expression, if you know what the foreign keys are, in this case I know that there's offices of 1, 2, and 3, you can just do 1 pipe 2 pipe 3. And if you remember when you talked about regular expressions, the pipe is a symbol for OR. If you do that and then just go to preview, you'll see it actually automatically creates this data for you. So that's pretty nifty actually. So you could download the CSV just like we did before and import it. That still works. Just another way, if you want to do this, you can click on SQL and then just make sure the table name matches what you already have in SQL. You could do that, then just push download data. And you can download it here. It'll open up in whatever you have to open as SQL files. In this case, I have this certain program. Just copy it from here and switch over to your workbench. And then if you just copy all these insert statements, you can just highlight them all and then do this one. Execute the selected portion, or if nothing is selected, it does everything. So I've selected just this, so if I run this, this should okay, I'm getting duplicate. Oh, that makes sense. So it's trying to insert ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way to 20 as the primary key, which I already have in employee. I'll show you a way to get around this. If you want to just get rid of everything in your table without deleting it, if you just do truncate employee, that won't delete the table, it'll just delete every row in a table. So now the table still exists, but it's empty. Then I can run everything. Let's see. That should work. Let's see. Yep, cool. So now so that's one other way to populate it, is you just let it create these insert statements for you, and it randomly allocated each employee to a specific office with a matching foreign key, which is pretty cool. And then you saw how I ran into that problem with the repeating primary keys. I tried to insert more data. Let's say you wanted to just insert some extra data. You could actually do the same thing just for ID employee. If you come into this function option right here, it has this ability to just add 1 to the value of what the field already is. So if you just do this plus 20, we already have 20 fields, we just want to add, we want to extend it past 20. Do apply, and then if you go into preview, you notice now it's counting starting from 20. So we get 21, and we're getting all new data. So if you already had data and you just wanted to use this to add extra data, you could do that as well. Download, And we should be able to just copy this in. Let me just delete what's already here, just to clear up space. Paste that. Let's select everything. Run it all. And there we go. In our employee table, we should have all that. Yep, goes from 21. So just another option. I think it's useful that you don't have to go into Excel to insert the office IDs. It just randomly creates it for you. Even if you had something else, like let's say instead of a int, you had something like office name, like office 1. You could still use the pipes. Office 2, office 3. You can do as many as you want. Office 4. If for some reason, I think that's weird if you chose a varchar for your primary key, but I think it just is easier with ints. But if you did do that, it's totally fine. Just go to preview. And you can see it does the same thing. Just randomly gives it one of those offices, which is perfect. So you can just stop there if you want to, though. Just so I don't have to delete my employee table that I already have. If you want to, you can actually just, I'm just going to call this table employee 2. I'm going to check this include create table. Then when I download the SQL and open it up, it includes a create table statement as well with everything. This works pretty well. I don't mind if you create tables this way, but the problem is if you do it this way instead of doing it through the forward engineering way that I showed you before already. See the other video if you don't know what I'm talking about. You can create tables like this. So let me just delete that. The problem is it may not match up exactly, especially with your foreign keys. Make sure that it matches. ID office in the office table is an int. So just make sure you fix anything there. And you'll notice it also doesn't specify any primary keys. So you'd want to add those yourself. Primary key would be ID employee. And then you need to add the foreign keys as well. So it does this for you if you do the forward engineering. If you do it this way, which I'm fine with you doing this, just make sure that you do the office employee FK constraints. What is it again? Yeah, foreign key. Okay. Foreign key is ID office. References. Just be the office table. Right. Okay, that's how you do it. Office. And then it's ID office, I think is what it's called. Okay, make sure you put the commas there. I think that should be good. So if I try and create this, just select everything. First it's going to create it, then it's going to insert all that data in there. Run that. Select star from employee 2. There it has it, and you know that these office IDs are good because we inserted that constraint. So if we did do a join, let's say we call this to join office on e2.d or ID office, I think it is. And you can see there's, if you double check, there's always a match between them. So cool. There's lots of features on the site. It's pretty cool. If you just go in here, you can look at a few different ones. I don't know, maybe in health, maybe you could even find something. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into all of these different things. But like if on your application that you're building, they have like a color for the background on their health tracker or something, you could add color and then it would randomly generate something like this. You could do dates, different kinds of numbers, passwords, time, all sorts of things. We'll keep that at the regular expression. But hopefully this helps. Again, this is just extra features. I don't care how you get the data in there. I just care that it's in there. But this might help some of you. Maybe you prefer to do this than downloading CSVs. So just another option available to you. Hope it helps. Thanks.